Today we are speaking with Aristo and Kopsia, a seasoned technical diving instructor couple, as they share their transformative journey beneath the waves. Diving is more than just a sport for them, it's a way to connect with nature and explore its mysteries. In this conversation, we'll uncover their unique perspectives on life, the beauty and unpredictability of the ocean, and the lessons they've learned through their underwater adventures. So, could you introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Aristo. I started technical diving not too long ago, and I started diving in general in Toronto, in Canada. It's when I joined a university scuba club when I was in my first year, and it's been doing it since, and started technical diving recently, and that's how I met Kopsia.
Hi, I'm Kapsia, and I'm a technical diver. My first diving course, which is open water in Turkey, and it's 3 years ago. After that, I feel very comfortable when I'm in the water, so I just keep doing diving.
Here have one question. What is a technical diver? So, a technical diver is a skilled diver who goes deeper and stay underwater longer than regular recreational divers. While recreational divers dive up to 30 to 40 meters using simple gear, technical diver can go beyond 15 meters and explore places like shipwrecks, caves, or deep underwater areas. Technical divers use advanced equipment like double tanks and special gas mixture to handle these challenging dives. They also plan their dives very carefully to manage risks, including long decompression stops to return safely. Becoming a technical diver requires special training and certifications. It's for those who love adventure and want to explore underwater areas that most people never see. Kopsia, could you introduce your dive equipment?
The first one is the very important thing. We call them regulator. Usually we use it to continue breathe under the water, connect with the cylinder. Next, it's sheepy, and if you use dry suit, the female dry suit diver usually need that. And then here is my diving computer. You can see they have some information about that. You can see the date and the time, the diving time.
As a technical diver, what was the most scary moment during this dive? And what's your reaction at that time?
In January this year, we're doing the 90 meters dive or 95 meters dive. I can't remember. And we're doing this dive. It's quite deep. And then in Sipadan, which is in Malaysia, I have two buddies, so we are 3 for team, and we're using the Sightman to do this dive, and we have 5 cylinder for each people. Every tank, every cylinder, they have different gas in it because we're going to very deep, so we can't only use nitriles. We need to use trimix. It's helium and nitrogen and oxygen. Let Aristo explain what is nitrogen.
So in this example, nitrox is a mix of nitrogen and oxygen, and it is to raise the percentage of oxygen above that of 21%, which is found in air. Usually it's something around 20%, 40%, 50% or more. So the reasoning to do this is to lower the amount of nitrogen you have in your gases to reduce your nitrogen intake, as the nitrogen bubbles building up in your blood could lead to dangerous effect when you ascend. And then in this example, not just nitrox was used, it is also trimix was used as well. So the third gas, helium, is added to reduce even the amount of nitrogen that you have in your gases. A lower amount of nitrogen means that it has less risk of narcosis affecting your judgment and your brain. When you go to depth lower than 30 or 35 meters, you would start having nitrogen narcosis affects how your brain performs. So mixing in the third gas would have compounding effects on the previous solution of mixing nitrogen into your gas, means that you would have less nitrogen.
The story is because the surface is quite messy when we jump out of the water. Some people helping me put the tank on my BCD. They should be like just turn off my valve. the valve on the tank. So when I'm in 16 meters, I remember I can't breathe. And then my body they can't help me. I'm trying to search my body, but unfortunately I can't. So I'm trying to go deeper to search them. And finally I met them in like 50 meters, something like this. And I just tell them I need to call the dive, ascend by myself and finish all the deco and then going to the surface.
So where are you at the moment, Ariston?
I was on the boat when all this happened.
So, as a bystander, could you describe your feeling and thoughts when her encountered the crisis?
It's hard to put into words. Seeing her in distress was a gut-wrenching moment. My first instinct was to rush to her, but I knew that would only make the situation worse if I wasn't careful. Instead, I focused on staying composed and letting the dive team respond as trained. In those moments, time feels both fast and slow. Fast because everything happened in a matter of seconds, but slow because your mind processes so much. Fear for her safety, trust in the team, and an overwhelming sense of helplessness. What struck me most was her composure. Even in such a dangerous situation, she followed the protocol perfectly. Watching her, I felt a deep sense of admiration, but also sobering realization of how fragile life is beneath the surface.
Kopsea, how did this crisis impact your personal understanding of life and nature?
The first thing for the diving, it remind me always need to check the everything before.
How had it influenced your attitude toward life?
It remind us that we are not in control and that humanly it's necessary when facing its power. For me, it has strengthened my resolve to approach diving and life with a balance of conscience.
I completely agree. The experience has made me more mindful of living in the present, and teamwork are when confronting nature's surprises.
So, if you were to summarize the most important insight or lesson you gained from this experience in one sentence, what would it be?
As Soren Kierkegaard once said, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards.
Trust, preparation, and respect for nature are the keys to navigating both underwater.
Life is fragile and every moment matters. Never take it for granted.